18.5 points. So I'm going to hedge this pick'em, which means even if some legs don't win, I'm still going to get paid with a slightly lower multiplier. So you can choose to copy this on Dabble, or you can make your own. Either way, please dabble responsibly and set a deposit limit, and I'll catch you in the Dabble Banter channels. You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
And it was open, great read by Sobey. That's the athleticism as it goes upstairs.
Sobey got around. Oh, what a spectacular move.
Sit down on bench and then finds himself.
Oh! Nathan Sobey soars through the air.
Three-point shooter.
Sobey for three. Got it! Nathan Sobey with ice running through his veins. As Sobey again gets into the paint, and one. Nathan Sobey is back. That is as tough can get. Probably even tougher than that.
Yeah, welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. And Nathan Sobey playing game 300 tonight. He has been a fantastic servant of the basketball world with the national team, with the NBL, a brilliant player, and it's kind of fitting that he's playing his 300th against Adelaide too, right?
What are the odds? What a career he is still having. 300 games, congratulations, Nathan and your family. It's a testament to his professionalism and how he looks after himself. Look at his body. He still looks like he could be 2014.
Getting better with age.
Exactly.
Well, he's a supreme athlete, and if you look at his numbers this season, he's averaging 19 a game, shooting at 46% from the field and 35% from the three-point line. Also, throw in 6 assists. I think he's playing as well as we've ever seen him play in the NBL.
Well, the milestone man is standing by with Case.
Thanks, Joe. Sobes, really appreciate your time. 300-game milestone, just the 7th current player to get to that level. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, obviously there's a little bit of thoughts and stuff going on at the moment, but yeah, it's obviously something that you don't really think of too much, but once it comes around, it's something you're pretty proud of, and you can hang your hat on and reflect on it a little bit once you finish up. But one goal tonight, and that's to come to Adelaide and try and get a win.
Let me take you right back to Warrnambool. You're 5 years old. You want to play under 10s. Your mum, Kerry, had to write to the association to let you play. They thought you were a little too small for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they had some rules back then that I was a little bit too young and too small to compete at that level, but luckily enough, Mum put the application in and it was successful and I was able to do it.
And when you were younger, who did you look up to in the NBL? Who were your idols?
Yeah, I mean, I come from a footy background first and foremost, so there was a lot more football involved from a young age, and then I kind of, as I got older, slowly moved into the basketball realm of things, but I mean, it's pretty obvious, like the Andrew Gazes, the Brutons and all those types of guys, Ray Borners. Yeah, I've spent some time with them along the journey as well, so it's great to kind of come back around full circle.
And great memories here in Adelaide as well. Got to a grand final. Do you come back here, you know, in good spirits?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is kind of pretty much where it all started. Obviously, I had my first year in Cairns, but that was a little bit different before I actually got a full kind of role here in Adelaide and was able to kind of establish myself a little bit with what I did. And yeah, it's always going to be a special place with special memories with the groups we had and the teams we had along the way.
Always good to see you go well tonight.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, Nathan Sobey locked in for game number 300. Guys, I want to ask you about a couple of Adelaide players. Zylan Cheatham, we spoke about him with Mike Wells before. Isaac Humphries is another one. He had 1 rebound against the Kings. He's been playing some great basketball, but is that a concern for a guy his size?
Yeah, 1 rebound is no good. I had a chat with Isaac about that. Well, not to his face. I said it in my article. But he's been playing good basketball. He's only playing 21 minutes a game. This is Isaac Humphries we're talking about. But Zylan Cheatham, he's only averaging the 7 points, but he's getting the 10 rebounds. And he is the connector of the team, Derek. He does not need to score before you start on your scoring tangent.
I disagree. I think he needs to score more points because of the way teams are going to play their guards. But Isaac Humphries is off to a great start, and probably because, as you mentioned, Cheatham is sacrificing so much on the offensive end. But Humphries is a force upon himself, but he needs the basketball. He must be a focal point of the 36ers offense.
They are both going to be keys to the 36ers bounce back this evening. Stay with us. We are not too far from the tip-off. We'll be back after this.
From halfway. Stop it. Guards! Kendrick Davis fires a bomb from halfway. What a half of basketball for the Adelaide 36ers.
I remember Kendrick got the rebound off me actually and made that 80-foot or whatever it was on halftime to go up 19, I think it was. And
all right, we can't play any f***ing worse. I think we all know that.
You got 20 minutes, guys.
Yeah, we just came out and you saw a completely different group.
Premium look. Had to knock it down and does. Come on, Weezy. And it's only 14 points. Make that 12.
We knew if we just grinded away at it, it would turn. And Adelaide last year were obviously a bit shaky with leads or their attitude, I guess, was well documented last year.
We don't need pace. We need f***ing stops. And we got to get organized.
Kurt fires away. He's got 19.
You could see it starting to turn, right?
They trailed by 20 points just before halftime. Bonus possession.
Oh my goodness. This is classic quintessential Adelaide 36ers. They can be their own worst enemy.
Hey, let it go. It's winning time. It's winning time. Let's go.
Momentum's a big thing. Even though it's a fourth quarter in your 30th game of the year, whatever it is, we felt unstoppable, really.
Here's Ben M. What a noise. Inside John Cain Arena. Big 10. What a spark. How does it fit? Like a glove. Nice pass inside. Herb does the rest.
To have John Cain rocking like that, absolutely unreal.
The biggest comeback of the NBL 25 season. Southeast Melbourne have made it to the Final Four.
Yeah, what an incredible performance by Southeast Melbourne, coming back to beat the Adelaide 36ers in last season's play-in tournament. They'll be hoping to emulate that again this evening. Can we expect that kind of drama again, guys?
I hope so. I can't see it happening, but I would love to.
All right, Derek, talk me through Josh King's whiteboard here.
Hey, number one, remind Bryce Cotton of what happened last Saturday, meaning show him similar looks, similar defensive execution and intensity. Second, establish Jordy Hunter on the offensive end. You've got to put some pressure on Isaac Humphries defensively to see if you can get him into foul trouble. Third and last, Dame, run off of rebounds and turnovers. Crank up some easy offensive opportunities from your defense.
Not bad. That's not a bad whiteboard.
Thank you.
Damon, what about yours if you're Mike Wells?
Okay, Mikey Wells, on my whiteboard, I've got number one. Also, remind Cotton of last Saturday, because this is going to be the biblical Bryce Cotton bounce back game. Number two, you got to win the rebounding battle.
Yeah.
Southeast Melbourne Phoenix is going to crash the glass hard, so between their two bigs and Zion, they got to win that. And lastly, handle the pressure. Do not be out there panicking like a mannequin.
Mike is not the kind of guy who does panic. His temperament is very, very calm. Hopefully that translates to the guys as well. Who is winning this one, boys?
Who we got there?
I'm going with Adelaide. I think Southeast Melbourne are going to hang around for a long time in this contest. I think it's going to be back and forth, up and down, a lot of momentum swings.
Yeah, I got Adelaide in a close one as well.
Is there any particular player that you're looking forward to seeing? Owen Foxwell's coming off arguably his best game for Southeast Melbourne.
Joe, let me point this out. Owen Foxwell at times has done very well defensively one-on-one against Bryce Cotton. Let's see what King's strategy is when he matches Foxwell up against Cotton.
Foxy's always going to make you work for it, but I'm not going to leave him on Bryce Island, especially after Bryce's last game. There's just no way.
It's almost a blueprint now. The Sydney Kings have said it is the double team on Bryce every time he gets the ball. We'll find out what happens here at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. The 36ers playing host to Southeast Melbourne. It's going to be an absolute cracker. It's coming up shortly.
Cotton has to come out and do his thing.
He's been one of the elite players of the competition.
Sobey scores and one.
Give it to me.
Down to the baseline, fall away is a thing of art.
Everything going through Sobey at the moment, and why not?
Feeling it.
He is feeling it. Wow.
Well, it shook Divas out of his shoes, and that's the double.
He pulls up for three this time.
Oh dear, oh dear.
It's playing into the hands of what Phoenix want to do.
Sobey for Brown. Sobey drives, and they have not got an answer for him.
For the third time in 8 days, Adelaide is playing at home. Tonight, though, the 36ers fans are filing in a little unsure of what to expect after last Saturday's upset loss to the Sydney Kings. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix arrived with 2 wins from 3 games and with a desire to celebrate Nathan Sobey's 300th game in style. And bigger picture, second spot on the NBL ladder is up for grabs. As we welcome you to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre for the continuation of round 5 of the Hungry Jacks NBL. Alongside 1990 MVP Derek Rucker and 2001 championship winner Damon Larry, I'm John Casey. Great to have your company. Gentlemen, I'm looking forward to this.
This is going to be a spectacular matchup, Case, and Bryce Cotton, we know what has happened to him over the past week. It's been well documented, a down game against the Kings, but he is one of the great players in this competition. He's got a high basketball IQ, and I'm looking forward to a big bounce back, but also Josh King is one of the best defensive coaches in the competition, Dame. I'm keen to see what he takes away from that Kings performance here and applies tonight with his team.
Yeah, I feel like styles make fights, and the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix are going to give you defensive intensity for 40 minutes. Every player that hits the court is going to play defense like their life depends on it. Adelaide want to get out and run. Will the Phoenix allow them to do that? We'll see.
I think the Phoenix are one of the better defensive teams in the competition. They lead the competition in steals and force more turnovers on their opposition than any other team. They've got a lot of tools to work with. John Brown, we know, is an outstanding defender, so I think they can get the win here tonight. But it's Nathan Sobey's night, his 300th game, and what a career it's been. A bronze medalist at the Tokyo Olympics. He's been to the World Championships in 2019, Commonwealth Games gold medalist. He's been to a grand final series as well. It's a decorated career, and on top of all that, at its peak, he was one of the best athletes in the country.
Well, he's still one of the best athletes in the country, Case. Make no mistake about it, even in his mid-30s. And we've seen a revitalization of his career and a change in his playing style under Josh King. Nathan Sobey is playing a brand of basketball right now that is a winning brand, that is a well-rounded brand, and one that shows just tremendous talent from a guy celebrating his 300th this evening.
Well, the Bigs are going to have plenty to say in this game as well. Let's find out more with Joe Healy.
They certainly will, Case. Great to be here. I want to talk about these two players. I think they'll be keys to the game. Isaac Humphries, he's been playing some amazing basketball for the Adelaide 36ers, but he only had 1 rebound in that loss to the Kings. They want to win the rebound count here, so he is going to be key for them. And for Southeast Melbourne, John Brown, he comes in with a bunch of experience. He's been their best import so far this season, and he's going to really need to step up if they get the win tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what he brings to the table and how they go against Bryce Cotton. I spoke with the coach King pre-game, and if they were going to try and replicate what Sydney did, and he said not exactly. Of course they're going to take elements of that, but he says they'll have to go about it a different way, and teams have been trying to shut down Bryce forever and a day.
It doesn't always work, Case, and the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix do not have the farmhouse Azerbaijan dogs that Brian Gordon has up his sleeve. But I still feel that they can have a version of it, though, Case. As long as you don't let Bryce play one-on-one, don't just back your one-on-one defense in, because he's better offensively than everybody is individually on defense.
And interestingly, Josh King coached Bryce Cotton in Puerto Rico during the off-season. I asked him pre-game if that was going to give him an advantage. He didn't seem to think it would. So I'm sure he knows Bryce is a great player and what they're going to have to do to try and shut him down. But no surprise with the starting fives here tonight. Both teams are going with their regular starters. And for the Adelaide 36ers, we're talking about Bryce Cotton and Flynn Cameron, along with Vasiljevic, Cheatham and Isaac Humphries.
Well, that's a strong five, no doubt. And we were here last Thursday night, and one of the things that Tasmania didn't do that allowed Bryce Cotton to get off early was they didn't have good foul discipline. And I'm sure Josh King has emphasized to his starting five, we must be good on the defensive end, extremely disciplined, and not allow Cotton to get through to the free throw line from our errors. There's the Phoenix starting five.
And as soon as we look at their starting five with Sobey, Foxwell, Malik Lewis, John Brown the third, and Jordy Hunter, I would go with Angus Glover straight to Bryce, just to show him some size, get physical with him early. But as soon as Bryce even looks like he's going to try to score, Derek, I'm sending a double.
So in their 3 games, the Phoenix haven't changed their starting five either. 2 quality teams here. Going to be a great contest, and so much on the line when you consider what happened the last time they met. Matt Kenyon suiting up for the 36ers against the team that undid the 36ers in the playing game last season as well. He's been good for the Adelaide 36ers so far this season. Second spot on the ladder up for grabs, and Adelaide, well, in the past, sometimes they haven't been able to respond when they've taken some hits. So it's going to be interesting to see if this new look 36ers team can do just that. Michael Aylen, Nico Fernandez and Brad Henshaw are the 3 referees. Another big crowd in the house, 9,000 plus, and we're expecting that this is going to be up-tempo and exciting to watch. The Hungry Jacks at NBL round 5 continues from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Cheatham wins the tip, and Adelaide will have first use of the ball. Cameron guarded by Malik Lewis. Foxwell chasing Cotton and got a piece of the action. Cotton springs free once more though, and he's underway. Oh, it took just 15 seconds.
Outstanding hustle and defensive play by Foxwell on the first one, but Cotton stays with it, knocks down a big 3. He's away.
The other end, Foxwell to Sobey. Game 300. Can't get it to go initially, and Humphries the rebound. Cheatham working hard up the floor. The pass from Cotton just saw enough of it. John Brown the third to knock it down out of bounds.
And Isaac Humphries did something they didn't do well last Thursday, Derek. They didn't get the ball back to Bryce after he got rid of it the first time. That was a good job, Isaac, just to hand it back to him. Here you go, take that, shoot it.
Great action there as Cotton knocks down that first 3.
Vasiljevic skip pass to the corner. Cheatham touch pass. Cameron wide open.
Great ball movement by the Sixers. Flynn Cameron is the recipient of a good pass while they had Southeast Melbourne in rotation. And Flynn Cameron is a very talented offensive player.
43% from deep so far this season.
And playing with a lot of confidence, Case, and you need that when you play with guys like Vasiljevic and Cotton.
Brown hands over. Foxwell guarded by Cheatham. Low pass down low. Brown had to get rid of it quickly. Under pressure. Humphries with problems. Found a passing lane to Vasiljevic. Cheatham ahead of him. Cotton joining in now. Not on the halfway line there. As Cotton feeds the corner. Cheatham goes to Vasiljevic. Whistle on the play from Michael Aylen. Foul's going to be called on Nathan Sobey. It's the first of the game on the Phoenix.
This is how smart Zylan Cheatham is. He wasn't going to ever shoot that 3, Derek, but he went straight into a dribble handoff and got DJ a wide open. Well, it would have been a wide open shot, but he got fouled. Here's the connector.
Cheatham and Sobey collide there. Heavy contact, no whistle, and now Sobey with the loose ball. 90 seconds done here. Phoenix yet to score in the game. Back-to-back triples from Adelaide to start proceedings. Malik Lewis off the mark. John Brown the third off the mark as well. They're none of 4 from the field. Cotton bounces into Foxwell, who's called for the foul. So second team foul now on the Phoenix.
And I'm watching these on balls when Cotton comes off the ball screen to see how the Phoenix play him. The first time with John Brown, they kind of went a medium show.
Humphreys against Hunter. Geordie Hunter talk him out of the points. Vasiljevic gets a look. He's off the front of the rim, and the Phoenix eventually put a stop to it.
Damon, the Sixers' energy is much better than in the Sydney Kings game already.
Oh, yeah.
Foxwell found a baseline there against Cotton and comes up with a Phoenix first score of the game.
Now, there's something that a lot of people don't do. We talk about it a lot. How many players actually go at Bryce Cotton on defense? I'm not saying he can't play D. I'm just saying that you got to make him work on both ends of the floor.
Cotton steps back. Get it to go, and Sobey comes up with it. Adelaide have taken 5 shots, 4 of them from deep.
Woo, pour that Fox.
Here's Hunter on the end of it. He can't convert, so they're none of 3 from long range, 1 of 6 from the field, the Phoenix. And Adelaide, with 2.5 minutes played, find an easy 2 down low for Humphreys to open his account.
Poor defense there in transition. And that would drive Josh King crazy to see Humphreys get an easy dunk. You want to make him work for everything.
Good ball movement, feeds Lewis. Outside he's open, but he's off the mark. They're none of 4 from deep. Foul going to be called on the Phoenix, so that's 3 on them as a team here, as Jordan Hunter comes up with his first personal.
Phoenix did a good job with their offense against New Zealand. They spread the floor to get the middle ball screen. As we watch DJ in transition, easy assist to ice. But they spread you out there. They go basically a 4 out. They just basically play like a shell drill offensive style.
So Flynn Cameron used it all 8 seconds to get over the halfway line. Feeds Humphreys. Cotton with a bounce pass. Just lost control of it out of court. Adelaide turn it over for the second time.
This is the challenge for Southeast Melbourne. The offensive end, Damon, can they produce enough points, especially on the road against quality opponents?
Scored 87 against New Zealand on Sunday, and another foul, so that's going to be number 4 on the Phoenix. Second personal as well for Geordie Hunter.
And this is one of the reasons, Case, why Geordie Hunter is only averaging 18 minutes a game. He's averaging 10 points and 6 boards, Derek, on 50% shooting, but he just can't stay on the floor. He just gets those silly fouls.
And he's one of the most impactful players in the competition, but he hurts himself and his team by getting in this type of situation. Less than 4 minutes, and he's got 2 fouls, and he's on the bench now for extended minutes, Case.
Averages 3 a game to be number 7 in the competition. It's an area he needs to work on. Vasiljevic was looking for Cheatham. He couldn't reel it in, perhaps unsighted by the pass. And it comes unstuck, and turnover number 3 now for Adelaide.
Well, now we get what you love the most, Damon. Small ball. John Brown III playing the center position.
Sobey shook them off and came up with his first score in game 300.
I don't know if we've ever had an Australian 2-guard with this level of athleticism, Dame, and it's lasted this long. There's no drop-off in his physical prowess.
No arguments here.
4 minutes played, term number 1. Brown all over Humphreys, who goes back for seconds, took him on, true contact. So free throws to come here, and the Phoenix are over the limit in terms of fouls.
Wow, that was almost a foul, as if to say, how the hell, what makes you think you can dribble on me? But I think Humphreys just put it on the floor and just kept using his size and drew John Brown into a silly foul.
But you mentioned in the pregame show that the Phoenix could ill afford to panic, and that was a panic defensive play. Maintain good position, keep your hands out, and again, already, Case, with 5 fouls, the Sixers will be shooting 2 shots for the rest of the quarter.
Humphreys makes both with the first 3 throws of the game, and he'll sit down, replaced by Nick Rakocevic.
Nick Rakocevic, Case.
You got it.
I got you.
Averaging 8 points. Top 10 in the league in steals as well, and works hard at the offensive boards. This Sobey, baseline, nothing on offer. Foxwell against Cotton, looks for the penetration, a little off balance, can't convert. Brown the O-board, and he was fouled. John Brown's going to the stripe.
That's a good matchup between John Brown III and Zylan Cheatham. Both guys, hard workers. They bring their hard hat to the basketball court. Cheatham, obviously a supreme athlete, whereas Brown just has international experience plus.
Tradie round here in Adelaide as well, so will be a lot of hard hats. They'll need that. Joe Healy was listening in with the 36ers.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Look, they'll be happy with the way that they came into this one. It was all about aggression. They didn't get to the stripe enough in their last game. Mike Wells says it was indicative of how the game was played and that they need to be more aggressive, get downhill a bit more and counter that. So they'll be happy with this foul situation right now.
Isaac White with it. Well, he wanted Rakocevic. Brown almost relieved them of it. Now it's Cotton with 10 on the shot clock in the halfway circle.
Go get him, Sobey. That's what I'm doubling, Derek.
That's what Sydney did to shut him down last week. White takes on Sobey. Fall away is short off the rim. Sobey with the rebound. Phoenix running. Glover. Skip pass. Foxwell against Cotton. Got in the air. Lewis with it. Down low against Rakocevic. Foul's going to be called on Adelaide. A 13 foul for Adelaide as Rakocevic gets his first.
Now that last possession we saw, okay, so late in the shot clock, Bryce got the ball back one-on-one on Orrin Foxwell. And Nathan Sobey says, you know what? I'm not going to live with you going one-on-one on Foxy. He did hard double, but just made Bryce get rid of the ball, which is all you want to do.
Baseline, Glover gets a look. It's off the mark. Cotton grabs the rebound.
Didn't just grab the rebound, Case. As you say, he fell out of the sky. Great elevation.
Rasmussen's into the game as well. And Isaac White. So Cheatham and Cotton, the only two starters on the floor for Adelaide. Rasmussen made room for the shot and then couldn't seal the deal from close range. So 4.5 left here in this opening quarter. Adelaide on top by 4. Phoenix trying to work their way back into the equation. Some dispute about who touched that ball last. And it is going to be Adelaide ball.
Highly energetic game early on, Case. Both teams working hard on the defensive end. Southeast Melbourne, after a shaky first few defensive possessions, have found a little bit of rhythm and have started to lock down on the Sixers.
Here's White with the penetration. Now Cheatham working on Donovan Mitchell and drawing contact. Some more free throws to come here.
I don't like that foul only because where Nico Fernandez was standing, DJ Mitchell's back is to him. So what is he seeing? Que pasa, Nico? What's happening out there? And if Sobey picked up a flop 1 and 2 case, which is, I think, also on the stiff side. That's enough referee criticism for me for today.
Cheatham's been good at the stripe. 8 of 8 this season coming into the game. Makes the first there. A little over 4 minutes to play. This is the first of 4 games between these teams this season, given the expanded fixture that we're working with. And Cheatham's going to sit down, and Matt Kenyon, the former Phoenix player, will check in. Likewise, Hunter Maldonado's checking in for Nathan Sobey. So Cotton, the only starter on the floor here for Adelaide. Phoenix have 3 starters out there at the moment. Rasmussen just riding Maldonado there, giving him plenty to think about. He goes on with the dribble down to the baseline and decided he'd go on with it and score as well.
Tough individual bucket right there, as Rasmussen did a good job of pressuring and Cotton right back at him.
You can't relax for a second. Bryce in transition, one of the most lethal things you can get. As soon as he crosses half court, check the Amy replay. Bryce gets on the left hand right down the middle and 1.
Tremendous physical ability and coordination on both sides of his body as he jumps off of his right foot, which is generally not the strong foot for right-handers to jump off of, and you see little discrepancy between that and jumping off his left leg.
Game-high 7-point buffer for the Adelaide 36ers. Foxwell looking to reduce that. Caught the 3 deep. They're none of 5 from long range. From inside, Maldonado comes up empty as well, and Cotton demanded the ball there from Rakocevic. Feeds Rasmussen. Had some latitude. He elected to keep the ball alive rather than shoot it. They feed the corner. And here's Isaac White. Good first step. Excellent finish.
Nice ball movement there from Bryce Cotton. Could have gone ISO mode when he received the ball, but realized Isaac White had a bigger advantage, and the Sixers get a nice 2.
Shooting problems here for the Phoenix. None of 5 from long range and growing, and 3 of 14 overall at 21%. Just can't get the offense happening. Inside 3 minutes left. Term number 1, Cotton putting on a show here. He's got 9 points in the opening quarter after he was restricted to 7th the entire game last week.
And Foxy looked over at Josh Kingsley to say, "We're doubling that, right?" Did you?
Whatever they're doing, it's not working at the moment as Bryce Cotton continues to impress, and Glover comes up with his first score in the game.
They've got to fully commit, and right now, this isn't good enough from Southeast Melbourne as Cotton goes to work again.
Off glass. Well, he's into double digits on 4 of 5 shooting. Bryce Cotton has 11.
On pace for 44 of them.
His best is 36 off a single-digit game. Gack from close range came up empty as well. Just 4 of 16 from the field. They're going to get Sobey back into the game as soon as they can here. They're at 25% and Adelaide are at 58. Cotton knew it was off, sprinted after his own rebound for the finish.
Offensive rebounding Bryce.
Well, shooters generally have the best idea where that ball's going to miss, and Cotton was all over his own shot. And the Phoenix are not giving him the respect that he is entitled to. You got to take the ball out of his hands, and there's a turnover case.
Mitchell scraps for it on the floor. Possession arrow is with the Phoenix. They'll come up with possession. But how about Bryce Cotton? 13 on 5 of 7 shooting. 2 of 4 from deep. 3 rebounds and assists.
Case, did you say this man has not played 2 bad games in a row in 10 years?
That's it.
Good Lord, I mean, that's just ridiculous.
And I might just point out that the man sitting next to us here can have a similar record during his stellar career as well, and a much-needed bucket comes for the Phoenix. Derek Rucker, in 15 years and 411 games, never went back-to-back in single digits either. Oh, what a finish from White. Adelaide are cooking here at the moment, and they've got the Phoenix on the ropes.
He also probably never shot less than 25 times a game.
Wow. Thank you, Case, for the credit. I was not aware of that, and we know you are an encyclopedia and one of the great historians of the NBL. Damon, I resent that envious remark. As Isaac White continues to find his way into this Sixers lineup.
This is probably the most Isaac White's been in a rotation of all the teams he's ever played on.
A consistent rotation.
Yeah. Maldonado against Humphries, lobs it down low. Gack in a mismatch against White. It was forced to foul, so free throws to come here. A little over a minute out from quarter time.
That's a good job by Gorjak Gack running the floor.
Well, let's talk about the mysterious case of Gorjak Gack, someone who I believe has real potential to be an impact big in the NBL. Stymied by injuries over the past couple of seasons, but how come it hasn't all come together, Damon?
Yeah, because he was showing real promising signs in Brisbane. Young, I just thought, you know, everything was trending upwards, but like you said, a couple of injuries. Ended up going to Hobart with the Tassie for the Jack Jumpers. Didn't quite see a whole lot of playing time there. And anyway, he's back here with Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and trying to break into the rotation.
There's plenty of upside as well. Speaking of upside, on Saturday, the WNBL season starts at John Cain Arena. Opal's captain, Kayla George, will light it up for the Flyers for the first time. Jade Melbourne returns from the WNBA. Adelaide start their season 6 o'clock on Sunday night against Perth. If you can get a ticket, because they're selling fast, try and grab one now as the new look Adelaide Lightning get underway on Sunday as well. Damon Lowry's going to be in commentary over the weekend, so we'll look forward to his thoughts as well. Active hands here from the Phoenix, bring Adelaide undone, but it trickles out of court, so 6 on the shot clock here for Adelaide.
Look, I don't want to alert anybody in here, but young Daniel Foster, who is, hey, he has earned his roster spot. But you telling me, Derek, that I got to go out there and guard Bryce, and Bryce right now is hotter than fish grease?
Well, you certainly cannot leave him one-on-one in any situation.
Just
Let's see how they
out.
handle this right here.
Just flatten it out.
So Cotton, pursued, goes to Flynn Cameron, who went behind the back and caught the back of his foot, and the shot clock about to expire. Maldonado can climb upstairs for the Phoenix and throw it down.
And that will help Hunter Maldonado's offensive numbers if they can get out on the break and get him some easy opportunities. These right here build confidence for you in other contexts of the game, such as half-court basketball, Damon.
100%.
Maldonado's never been a big scorer where he's been in the past either. Take a look at his numbers most recently. in Germany. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He does a little bit of everything without being out of the box.
Caused the turnover there.
And here's the Phoenix with a chance, and they go back to him. He started the play. Couldn't finish it, though. Aaliyah, former development player with Adelaide, trying to keep it alive. But Bryce Cotton looks at the shot clock. It's a second inside the game clock as we head toward half-time.
Don't give him a ball screen. Just do not, nobody. Don't nobody come screen.
Daniel Foster with his hands full. Against Cotton, Sobey takes over. Got him in the air, made room for the shot. That was vintage Bryce Cotton on the quarter-time buzzer. Bryce has got 15, and Adelaide lead the way here with a 13-point edge over the Phoenix. Adelaide 28, Southeast Melbourne 16. More coming to you from Adelaide in the Hungry Jacks NBL right after this.
He also shared a birthday yesterday with 2 other club legends in Mike Mackay and the late great Darryl Pearce as well. We are thinking of all of you. Happy birthday, Ken. What an amazing start to that first quarter. Give it up for your 36ers. Come on, Adelaide.
Welcome back to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre as the Adelaide 36ers taking on Southeast Melbourne. They hold a 12-point lead at quarter time, led by their superstar Bryce Cotton. And guys, we knew this would happen. He had 7 points last game. He's got 15 already. No surprises here.
You're right, Joe, and anyone who thought he was going back-to-back down was not living in the real world, because this guy figures things out quickly as Adelaide are back in attack.
Single digits on the shot clock. Cheatham was rejected. Great defensive play there. So Aaliyah against his former team. Sobey, another former Adelaide player, dishes outside. Maldonado almost lost his footing.
He's got blood.
He's bleeding from the face as well. They'll need to address that. Here's Aaliyah marching down low unsuccessfully. And Humphries falling out of court.
John Brown said the other day, if you ain't bleeding, you ain't hurt. But he's clearly got some claret coming out the side of the face.
So Maldonado sits down with that extra foul as well. His second personal. He's the third Phoenix player with multiple fouls behind Geordie Hunter and DJ Mitchell. Forced Josh King to use his bench. 11 of the 12 saw court time in that first quarter. Interestingly, Josh King has never lost to Bryce Cotton. In the 3 games head-to-head. Could that be about to change? Because so far, Adelaide have had all the answers as Cameron uses Cheatham. Humphries getting physical down there as well with Gack. Now he rolls it down to Humphries, and that's an excellent finish and a chance at a three-point play.
But a miscommunication away from the basketball. It looked as if Aaliyah should have taken Humphries on the roll. He kind of hedges at him, and Gak is too late to get there. That should have been Aaliyah covering Humphries. Poor rotation there on the backside. And Damon, a poor defensive quarter there from the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. And on top of that, they're 0 of 7 from the three-point line.
Yeah. One thing Ice Humphries does well, he does many things well, but when he gets a handoff or a screen, he gets out of it real quick and causes a long, quick rotation. If you slow for a second, he's playing with some confidence around the basket right now.
And he's a heavy body and puts a lot of pressure as Sobey lines one up. 0 of 8 from the three.
Here's Sobey, this time penetrating, rejected. Humphries got a piece of the action. Cheatham had it knocked out of his hands. Brown doesn't like the whistle and is bought on a technical. He's got the technical. Well, referee Brad Henshaw was going to let it slide, but Nico Fernandez, who was at the halfway line, said, no, that's not the reaction we're going to put up with. It's a technical foul and another foul on Brown.
That quick, John, what did you say, man? Well, what is going on, Derek? Listen, the tech is coming. We saw it the other day. Guys are getting tech with no hesitation, no warnings, no calm down first. He said I wasn't going to say nothing else about that.
Well, you did, so I'll reply to it. And I think it was the fact that he was so demonstrative afterwards, Damon, and he feels like that's not a foul, and that right there will generally get you a T.
He turned his back and he's walking away.
Well, now they got a problem because he has 3 fouls, so he's taking a seat. And, of course, Jordy Hunter picked up 2 in that first quarter.
Cameron beats Cheatham as he launches upstairs to come up with a finish.
It is danger times, Case.
18-point spread here. The Phoenix have got their hands full. Nothing on offer there for Foster. Now Sobey in traffic takes on Humphries, who worried him out of the points. He kept it alive and got shut down again. Well, the defensive work here from Adelaide's outstanding.
Isaac Humphries is rejuvenated, Damon, on both ends of the floor. Blocking shots, protecting the rim, playing with the quickness and a pop that we haven't seen in a couple of seasons. Got 7 points and 4 rebounds early in this one.
When I say he's an emotional player, I mean, if you get him in a joyous situation, in a joyous environment where he feels good about his teammates feel good about him, this is Isaac Humphries you get.
So Phoenix challenging the call here. John Brown with his third personal. 12 fouls to 4 is the equation, and they've been there. It's not like the referees have been showing any favoritism.
That ball's volleyballed around.
I'm saying that's off Sobey's left hand. Or the right.
Ooh, I think that's off of Humphries' left hand.
The coach's challenge is successful, so Josh King will get another chance.
And Josh King is banking, Damon, that his defense, his vaunted defense, will rise to the occasion in this second quarter and work their way back into this game. But offensively, they're 6 of 24 from the field.
You need scoreboard pressure. Can't just be playing defense all the time.
Sobey to Foxwell. Shot clock to single digits here for the Phoenix. Aaliyah a little undecided, defers. Malik Lewis bangs body with Cheatham. Spins to the baseline. Okay. Nice finish from him.
That's a nice polished move by the young next star.
Foxwell's gone down, clutching at his face. It's taken more than 2 minutes for the Phoenix to score here in this quarter. Leaves Cotton open, and he's up to 17 on 7 of 9 from the field.
And a good legal screen in the backcourt. Catches Foxwell unaware. And a left bicep to the side of his face. It's got him in a little bit of distress over on the Phoenix bench.
So Adelaide has doubled Southeast Melbourne's score here. 2.5 play term number 2. Lewis has looked their most likely conveyance, but he too is off the mark. They're none of 9 from deep.
Danger.
Cotton isn't going to take his foot off the accelerator. He wants more. Got 17 so far and counting. Make that 20.
Well, it's just dumb. Case, you got to double team him. Did they not watch the Sydney Kings game? Did they not watch all the media programs this week? Take the ball out of Bryce Cotton's hands. Otherwise, you get exactly what you deserve, which is a 3-ball in your grill like that one.
So, right now, the Lear just thinking, oh, no, I'm in trouble. I'm in all kind of trouble. That's all right. Keep playing D like that, Derek. We're about to get a 40-piece.
And he's in his groove.
He's a smart man, Case, if you made him captain and you beat the coach team.
I hope you did. 11-2 is the run here so far in this quarter. Almost 3 minutes played as Sobey eases the situation from the free throw line. 13 of 15 at 87% coming into the game tonight. It's there more than any other Phoenix player. He averages 19 points a game, as you mentioned earlier, Derek, and he averages 19 against Adelaide. It's a team he averages the most against. The 3 minutes played term number 2, the 36ers by 20, and Isaac White forces the issue here. Humphries with the follow-up too as well.
Well, there you go, Damon, the joy, the willingness to give second effort and get a second chance opportunity for your team, which results in 2 points. And Mike Wells has done a fantastic job of creating an atmosphere where Isaac feels wanted and appreciated.
100%.
Well, Cotton snatches up the loose ball, puts the Jets on, goes coast to coast. The athletic finish as well. He's got 22 on 9 of 11 from the field, and the Phoenix have seen enough.
Woo-wee, that was nice. Hard push on his right hand as we go into this tangerine timeout. Bryce Cotton putting on a show from all over. Dave, check out the hustle.
Shook it up to the left. Could have been an and one. This is the biblical Bryce bounce back game.
Up to 22, but let's go courtside. Joe Healy has a VIP guest.
I certainly do. One of the stars of the Adelaide Lightning, Steph Talbot. Steph, you re-signed with the club in the off-season. You open your campaign on Sunday against the Lynx. How are you feeling?
Yeah, excited. I think first game Sunday, we got a sold-out crowd, so it's really exciting.
Now, the club's been through a lot. Extinction was threatened, but you've got a new look. You've bounced back. Does that sort of spur the motivation to really prove that you guys belong?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty stressful time, but now new owners, new colours, new coach, pretty much a whole new team. We have only 2 returning players, so it's an exciting time.
And what have you made of this one so far? Bryce is just ridiculous, isn't he?
Bryce is balling right now.
He certainly is. Well, enjoy the rest of this one and good luck for the season.
Thank you.
Steph Talbot, what a superstar, and great that the Adelaide Lightning are back in the competition.
Case, is Steph Talbot still growing?
It looks as though she's in great shape.
Wow.
Look at, speaking of great shape, what about those numbers?
Bryce 22. He's beaten Southeast Melbourne Phoenix by himself.
Maldonado thought about going solo inside, and Geordie Hunter comes up with his first score in the game. So 4 minutes played here in this second period. Isaac White uses Kenyon, back to Cotton. Man, they can't stop at the moment. He's doing the whole bag of tricks. Off the mark, caught it short. Maldonado the rebound, wants to run. Past Cotton and Kenyon. Now Kenyon comes back for seconds. They force the trap. Quick whistle from Michael Aylen. Foul is going to be called on Adelaide's Bryce Cotton.
Right. As we oohed and out over that last move by Cotton, it just highlights the fact that if you don't do something early in the game and you allow him to find his rhythm, it's too late now. Everything else that transpires in this game is all about whether or not Bryce just misses a shot.
Yep. His rhythm is more rhythmic than everybody else's rhythm. So he misses one.
Well, it's none of 10 from deep now for the Phoenix in a travelling violation called on Rakocevic. Doesn't like the call. Got a little hard done by it. Being attacked from all corners.
And if you're the Phoenix, you got to think it's not, you don't want to panic. I said that on the whiteboard in the pregame. Okay, you down 22. This is a 5.5-minute game should be the mindset. You need to get into the half like around 14 to 16 points.
Sobey from close range, couldn't finish it. Rakocevic holds them off, grabs the rebound. Now White wanted to get it to Rasmussen early, but there was no passing lane, so goes on with the dribble. Now bumped with some problems. The pass not on. Maldonado kept it alive, but still, it's hard to reel in at the moment. Arms and legs everywhere. And Adelaide get it back, and White bounces into the defence, but came up empty, and now Rakocevic. Vasiljevic, he thought about pulling the trigger. He's only taken one shot in the game so far, and a shot clock violation is called on Adelaide.
Now that they've mounted a nice lead and Cotton isn't on the floor, it's time for them to establish DJ Vasiljevic and get him some usage and get him feeling good about himself, because if they want to make a long run in this season and be a real contender, that man right there is going to be pivotal to their success.
Yeah, DJ's got the one shot, but when you got Bryce who's on 22 points, everybody's kind of got to fall in line there. Just be patient. Your time will come.
I hear you, but Bryce isn't out there right now.
Yeah, I hear you right now, so you're definitely going to go through DJ and this group on the floor.
I mean, then that raises the question, does Bryce need to be out of the game right now?
Well, you know how I feel about that.
So Adelaide will get it back.
Yeah.
3 of 5 from deep. His best coming off a single-digit game is 36. Lowest is 15. Right now he's at 22. And his season high, 39, which he scored here against Brisbane in round 2, is in danger.
Derek, you said earlier that Jordy Hunter they needed to get Jordy Hunter more involved. Now, he had the 2 fouls in the first quarter. He's sitting over here right now. He has 2 shots.
Guys, 16.
At an awesome 50%, but how do they get him more shot attempts?
Well, I thought early on they needed to run more direct action towards him, but now it's tough because you're chasing and you need the 3 ball to be a factor. So his stuff has got to be secondary now.
3 on the shot clock. Rakocevic against Hunter has to force one up. No surprise he couldn't connect, and Sobey upstairs again for the rebound. Board number 5 for Sobey. Now he wants to use it down low. Alier takes on Vasiljevic. Nothing on offer outside. Glover puts it on the deck. They've gone gun shy from the perimeter because they're none of 10. And Glover was marched out of court.
Fantastic call, Case. You can see the hesitancy, and you just can't afford to be that way. You got to raise up. Sobey had a good look. He kicked it. Glover turned it down. Now they're in the shot clock pressure.
They have to fire here. Sobey's off the mark. But good work for the O-board there from Alier to keep it alive and present another opportunity for the Phoenix. Sobey baseline, and Hunter with a clean-up too. Wow, it's been tough at the offensive end. The Phoenix have scored just 7 points here in almost 6 minutes of this quarter.
In case they almost need to shut the Sixers out during this stretch while Bryce is on the bench.
Kenyon against his former team. This is Rasmussen. Single digits on the shot clock as White dribbles into the traffic, onto the passing lane, and Glover came up with it. Sobey releases Maldonado. Alier wanted the alley-oop. Maldonado too deep with the 3.
Anybody else curious about how many missed threes is the record in a half of basketball?
Here's Kenyon. He's shut down. Sobey's got it again. Reaching in, Rakocevic is going to be called for the foul there. 3rd team foul on Adelaide in this term. Rakocevic has got his 2nd personal.
Sobey pleading for an unsportsmanlike in that instance. He and Rakocevic having a little conversation, more one-sided. Sobey didn't have anything to say to him.
He made a play for the ball. Just a smart professional foul to stop the break. Number 11's back on the floor for Adelaide. They didn't make a dent in that lead, Derek, when he was on the bench. That is 13 missed threes for the Phoenix. 0 for 13.
Bryce Cotton is 3 of 5 from deep. Here's Vasiljevic. Game happy to get Rakocevic a good look from close range, and his first score in the game.
I like that DJ didn't just settle for that 3 ball. Attack the rim. Get the big man involved. Cardanga's out of position.
The fouls are really stacking up for the Phoenix. They've been blown for 13.
And I think that's an evolving part of DJ's game that we're seeing as well. I think he would have fired that last season, and he realizes he needs to adjust. this is all going to work for the 36ers and all the talent that they have. Sobey bounces into the paint, short-armed it. Vasiljevic the rebound, off to Cotton. Only Cheatham ahead of him in terms of teammates originally. He gets it back from Rakocevic. He's feeling it at the moment. That's off the mark. And Hunter the rebound. Outlet pass. Foxwell has Vasiljevic to beat. Vasiljevic did a good defensive job to talk him out of the points.
That was great one-on-one defensive transition by DJ.
Hunter, he pulls the trigger. And after missing their first 13 threes, they finally get a long-range bucket.
The big man, Jordy, said, let me show you how to hit threes from out here. And Jordy Hunter, on the season, Derek, is 50%. Maybe they should run plays for him to shoot threes.
Well, you look at his shot technique, and it is demonstrably sustainable. It's not like he can't step out and shoot that three and knock it down.
Cheatham, look away pass. Down low, Humphries had it knocked out of his hands, and they disrupted him enough to force it out of court, but Adelaide will get it back with 7 on the shot clock.
And Southeast Melbourne have taken 7 more shots than the Sixers. They had 38, but they're shooting at only 26% from the field.
8 turnovers hurting Adelaide at the moment compared with 3 from the Phoenix. Here's Vasiljevic. Phoenix over the limit in terms of fouls here. Need to be careful as Vasiljevic comes up empty. A little over 2 minutes out from half-time, though. They have a healthy 19-point lead after we started this quarter with a 12-point edge.
What's a comfortable lead in terms of the Phoenix going into the locker room? I say 12, 13. You start to feel okay about yourself.
Well, they came from 21 down in the third quarter in the play-in game earlier this year, last season as it was. Mitchell outside, at the back of the rim. Cheatham the rebound. Behind the back to Cotton.
Danger.
And he's quickly up the floor against the rookie here. Daniel Foster with his hands full. Bryce Cotton can't convert, though. Hunter the rebound. So starting to get a little momentum here, the Phoenix. Mitchell can't get by Cheatham. Foster. Now Sobey. Shot clock to 10 as Foxwell joins in against Rasmussen. Nothing on offer there. This is Foster against Cheatham. Good D from Adelaide. Foster goes on with a dribble, though, and earns a trip to the free throw line.
That was extremely awkward. Tough defensive matchup there for Daniel Foster to try and attack, but he clumsily did a good job in drawing the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Timeout called as well. We've got 1:24 left on the clock here until half-time, and we're celebrating Indigenous round across rounds 6 and 7. Starting next week in the Hungry Jacks NBL. You can support your team this season by purchasing an Indigenous jersey. They're available at nblstore.com.au, or scan the QR code in the corner to check them out. I think one of the highlights of the NBL season to see what the teams come up with their Indigenous jerseys.
Every year they just keep getting better and better. Just keep raising the bar with the designs.
30 seconds on the clock. You have to get your own rebounds as well. Thank you to
Well, speaking of raising the bar, the Phoenix with only 26 points. And strangely, Case, we've seen some very lackluster offensive performances this season, especially from the three-point line as we get the Adelaide Entertainment Center staple, Ken Coles.
Well, you wouldn't have seen the lackluster offense when the King was in charge. I can assure you of that.
Valid.
They were running and gunning back then.
Getting them up. But, you know, we've seen this from a number of teams throughout this season. It's still early, and sometimes offenses do lag behind defenses as players find the rhythm, find the confidence, get their shooting stroke in order.
Adelaide will be happy with this scenario at the moment. Restricted to 79 points against Sydney here on Saturday night. And found the offense a little more fluent in this game as Foster comes up with the first free throw. 9 of 10 from the stripe so far, averaging 14 minutes. Really like what he brings to the table, Daniel Foster. A lot of upside for him as he gets after that loose ball rebound. Averaged 18 points, 9 rebounds in the NBL1 South season, playing for Keilor Thunder. Played with the Nevada Wolfpack in the NCAA as well. Cheatham for Humphries, who adds another 2. He's into double digits.
Great little fake handoff, little play action handoff from Silent Cheatham. Got Isaac Humphries an easy bucket.
Here's Foster taking them on, can't convert. Hunter had it, then lost it. Now Cheatham put a stop to it. They get it back to Bryce Cotton. Inside the last minute of the first half from Adelaide. 36ers looking to lift their record to 4-1. Cheatham baseline. Tough shot. Couldn't get it to go. Mitchell the rebound. And now Sobey. Skip pass. Here's Foxwell firing. It's off the money. Tip in from Hunter wouldn't work. DJ Mitchell was shut down by the defense.
Jordan got to grab that and go up and dunk it. Oh, goodness. He got this one.
Technical fouls being called on the bench from the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix as they get a little animated. So second technical of this quarter on the Phoenix after John Brown III picked one up previously.
I think Luke Brennan might have got that one, assistant coach.
I think you're right, Damon, and it's always an awkward situation when someone on the bench gets a technical other than the head coach.
I'm just wondering, can you just tell a guy to sit down? That's all I'm asking. Just, you know. Would you mind having a seat? It's almost halftime.
Well, there is the argument that if you step on it quickly, you could tail the problem very quickly. So there is that argument. But the shot clock, 4 seconds inside the game clock as we head toward halftime. Adelaide had this under control. Have led exclusively after they couldn't win a quarter last week against the Kings. Here's Cotton, the man that's been doing it all. He's off the mark. Well, Humphrey strong, went after it like his life depended on it and kept it alive for Adelaide. He can have the last say of the half. Cheatham, baseline, comes up with the 2. He's got 6. And Foster from three-quarter court on the buzzer. Well, this has been a dominant display from the Adelaide 36ers. A half century at half-time. It's 50-27, a 23-point lead, thanks largely to Bryce Cotton.
Well, he came out and established the tone of this game early. Knocked down jumpers, knocked down 3 balls. In fact, that first 3-pointer he made off the first possession kind of paved the way for his teammates in this first half, Damon.
What do you even say if you Josh King to your team at halftime? Make shots? I mean, are they playing? They're not playing horrible defense. Yes, Bryce went off in that first half, but you shoot when you 10 for 44 and 1 of 16 from the 3-point line. What can you do?
Bryce is with Joe.
Yeah, thanks, Bryce. A great response from you. 23 points at the half. How have you been able to lock in and really find your spots out there?
Just playing the same game I always do. When I'm open, I shoot. When I'm not, I pass.
You guys have been great defensively. What will the message be from Mike in the locker room?
Just maintain. You know, obviously they had a nice little run, I guess, the last 2 or 3 minutes, but we wanted to win that last minute and a half. And it's important for us to not play the score right now.
All right, go catch your breath. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Well, it's the Bryce Cotton Show here at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. The 36ers with a 23-point lead at the half. We'll be back to break it down after this.
Time for some halftime entertainment. Can you please welcome on to Brett Michael and your Sixers squad.
Sobey. That's the athleticism as he goes upstairs.
Sobey got around. Oh, what a spectacular move.
Sit out on bench and then finds himself.
Oh! Nathan Sobey soars through the air.
Three-point shooter.
Sobey for three. Got it! Nathan Sobey with ice running through his veins. As Sobey again gets into the paint and one. Nathan Sobey is back. That is as tough can get. Probably even tougher than that.
Yeah, welcome back. Nathan Sobey playing at game 300. It's not quite going the way for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, though. They trail the Adelaide 36ers by 23 points, but there is still a half to play. We're going to break it all down now. I'm Joe Healy alongside Derek Rucker and Damon Lowry. Guys, we're going to have a look at the halftime match stats now. Talk us through that one.
Well, this is easy, Joe. Bryce Cotton comes out and absolutely dominates the game from the outset. The 36ers have done a great job in executing on the offensive end, ensuring Bryce has excellent usage, but without giving up opportunities from his teammates. If you look at the other scorers, they've done a good job. You know, Isaac Humphries has 11. Cheatham chipped in with 6 points.
Bryce Cotton is down by 4 points against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. He needs to pick up his game or he's going to lose. Hey, look, you kind of feel for Nathan Sobey in the Phoenix because as a former basketball player who wasn't the greatest shooter in the world, nobody tries to miss. As we look at Bryce's highlights, this is what it's all about. When you got a guy coming off the game that he had last week, Derek, you do not let this man play on his terms.
These are the Hungry Jacks halftime highlights, guys. Obviously, it's the Bryce show right now, but defensively, what are the Phoenix doing?
I don't know. I've been shocked at the lack of proper game planning and execution. They're allowing him to get too good of looks. Now, look, some of the stuff has been off of Bryce's second chance. He got some stuff in transition, but early in the game, they just allowed him to dance and do whatever he wanted with the basketball.
I can see little things that they've adjusted from the last game against Sydney.
Right.
Getting Bryce the ball back after he gives it up. Doing a great job. As we look at the Blackmore shot chart, 23 on 9 of 15 shooting, but you can never, ever let that man play one-on-one.
He's making it all look very easy at the moment, and as we said, we still have a half to play. What about Southeast Melbourne, guys? There's shots, their stats from beyond the arc are not too pretty right now.
Well, I mentioned in the pregame, Joe, that I felt that they didn't have enough front court offensive scoring punch, and it's been demonstrated in this game when they go 1 of 16 from the 3 in the first half. They've had decent looks, Damon, but they haven't been able to knock down shots, and it's been all of them. Foxwell, Maldonado, Sobey, Glover. They've all been culpable in missing good looks. DJ Mitchell, butt naked from the corner, and he misses.
It's just one of those days. At
Really?
least one of those has. We've all been there before when
Well.
you just can't hit the water if you fell out the boat. All you can do is stay aggressive. One thing they have been doing is going tentative, so you might as well just let it fly.
Adelaide looking very good at the moment. We've got a big Friday night doubleheader coming your way, though. The New Zealand Breakers take you on the Tassie Jack Jumpers. What are we expecting from this one?
Well, let's see what Tasmania got. A big victory against the Sydney Kings where they blew them out. Can they go on the road against a hungry and desperate Breakers team?
If anybody can, it's the Jack Jumpers, and we look at this game right here, Brisbane Bullets and Melbourne United. It could be called an open training session for Melbourne, but I'm not going to disrespect Brisbane like that after
You
what
just
they did.
did disrespect them. What are you talking about?
You get the feeling United are going into that one and they're just going to be like, yo, we'll show them who's boss here, but we can't wait for it regardless. Still another half to play here at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. We'll be back with all of it next.
Shout out to Connor in the team, the merchandise is amazing this season. $100.36 store merchandise. Just scan that QR code. We can hear those Homestart clappers already. Thanks to Homestart. It is time for your clapper camp. Let's get clapping. Oh, there's a champion right there. Hello, Jason Williams. It's turning to legend clapping down as well. We're not seeing all these familiar faces at the 36ers on this Thursday night. Let's clap. Lots of people here tonight. Shout out to Bobby, who's here with Andrew, Cora, Oliver, Baby. We love having you here.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. We're at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre for this one. It's the 36ers 50 leading the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix 27. Still a half to play, but Adelaide very much in control at the moment. As we take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors 3-point leaders statistics, Bryce Cotton, he's got 3 of 7 on the night. He is leading the way with 16. But the other guys not too far behind him. We know that Alex Dukas is a 3-point machine. He's in action tomorrow as well. Still plenty more to come here, though. Cannot wait for this second half, Case.
Thanks, Joe. Yes, and speaking of 3-point shooting percentages, I found this curious as I was researching tonight's game. To take a snapshot of Derek Rucker versus Bryce Cotton. Now, this was before tonight, and obviously Bryce was not happy with being on the exact same 37.4% as our own Derek Rucker, and he's improved it a tad. But look at those numbers, 1,169, Bryce at 778 in his career as well. This man at 37% is outstanding to be on the same level as Bryce Cotton.
That's incredible. In case you just keep pulling out the statistics and putting me in a really...
Don't act humble. Don't sit up here and try to act humble.
Oh, wow.
You're terrible at being humble. You was a hell of a shooter, man. You was dangerous.
Thank you, David.
I give you your props.
Thank you.
Well,
this humble ass.
And in the 88th game played here at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, this is the 36ers' biggest ever halftime lead at 23. They've restricted the Phoenix to their lowest scoring first half of the season. And one wonders where their points are going to come from, but they've only shot sub 30% from the field once in franchise history, and that was back in 23-24 against United.
And Josh King is going to go to the review and challenge this one. But Case, I think one of the things that Mike Wells would be very pleased about is how quick they are to the ball in this game, Damon, after being really sluggish against the Sydney Kings.
Well, you knew they was always going to come back and just give maximum effort. I'm looking down here to Southeast Melbourne Phoenix bench, and Josh King has started Daniel Foster instead of Malik Lewis. Happy with his minutes he gave him in the second quarter. But you're right, it's about who's going to actually score the ball. Because I don't feel like the defense is that bad. I just feel like it's just bad on Bryce. And Bryce is obviously making some tough shots as well, but they got to somehow generate some offense. And who is this off of?
That's off Isaac's foot. I think he kicked it.
We need another angle. It has to be conclusive evidence. I thought from that angle it wasn't conclusive. From this angle, though, I think he's missed it. See, that's a different angle.
I think that's off of Jordy Hunter's knee.
And there goes a timeout if it don't go your way.
And the coach's challenge. 10 seconds into the second half, just as Josh King thought it couldn't get any worse. Oh, we sort this out. Derek, just back to those numbers and Bryce Cotton. I mean, 1,169 threes, Bryce 778. Same percentages, and that's why when people tell me that Bryce Cotton is the best player ever in the history of the NBL, I don't have a problem with that argument. But I also see lots of numbers and stats to suggest over a longer period of time, and I'm talking about Leroy Loggins now, who shot the ball at 40% plus from deep in his last 2 years as a 44-year-old. And I know that's a long time ago and things are different and the players weren't, perhaps the defense wasn't as strong, but 21 years Leroy Loggins played in the league. He's got one more championship than Bryce. He's got 2 Defensive Player of the Year titles that Bryce is not going to win. I'm a Leroy Loggins man just for the moment until Bryce keeps getting.
I hear you, Case, and that is a strong argument, and I think if the case for Leroy obviously comes on the defensive side of the ball.
I'm team Leroy, but ain't nothing wrong with being number 2.
We can make him joint number 1. Adelaide come up empty. The coach's challenge obviously unsuccessful. So Josh King, after getting one right, has lost it. Now Bryce has stolen it away here from Foster, and he means business.
And right when he hears us talking about defense, he makes a defensive play that leads to a 3 and comes up smarting a little bit as Glover tries to respond.
Go to Jack.
Much needed bucket there for the Phoenix as Glover knocks down his first triple. They're 2 of 17 from the field. Adelaide 5 of 11 from long range. DJ Vasiljevic is none of 2. Haven't seen a lot of it. But they haven't needed anyone the way Bryce Cotton is playing at the moment. He's up to 26.
You see him wave it off, Derek?
Yep.
He waved it off.
The pass for Humphreys, he couldn't handle it. Well, Cotton says, I'll do the passing and the scoring, although he came up short. Joe Healy was listening in to the Adelaide huddle.
I was, Case, and I've just got to say, this is an incredible opportunity for Flynn Cameron to play alongside Bryce and DJ. Mike Wells just took them through a couple of sets, but Bryce took the whiteboard straight out of his hands. He went straight to Flynn, and he talked him through some things. So just sharing that knowledge, that experience, and such a great opportunity for this man here.
Oh, on cue, he just lost the handle as he was about to throw it down, Flynn Cameron. Sobey leads the charge. Glover, back to Sobey. Bounce pass for Hunter was nice. Hunter, though, from close range, couldn't convert.
Got to finish that. That's a good call, too, Joe, because Flynn is also, that's a nice, no, it's not, turnover.
Outlet pass for Hunter set him a task as well, but the big man's equal to it. He's got 9 to lead the Phoenix.
Flynn had a nice, you talk about apprenticeship in Melbourne United, all that great coaching he got over there, got to play with Chris Golding, Shea Illy, Dellavedova, now to play with Bryce. I mean, you talk about spoiled.
He's a hard worker as well, Flynn Cameron. He'll get better. Here's Cotton feeding Humphreys. The hook shot from close range. And Bryce, Isaac Humphreys now with 13 on 5 of 10 from the field and 10 boards as well.
And Adelaide has done a good job in adjusting how they attack there. They get a little pistol action to free Cotton up. And good job by the Sixers staff in game planning.
Sobey, Foxwell, well beyond the three-point line. Can't get it happening tonight. Owen Foxwell, 1 of 7 from the field, none of 4 from long range. And this is for a man who came into the game tonight shooting the ball 58% from deep.
One of those days, him and Sobey and Foxwell combining for 2 for 18. I mean, that's just not going to happen again. It's just one of those
anomalies. Sobey, guarded by Cheatham. Shot clock to single digits. Foxwell, Glover, around the horn they go, and Glover's off the mark. Cheatham grabs the rebound. Cameron's going to be called for the foul here. So it's going to be his 3rd personal for Flynn Cameron.
In case I hear what you and Damon are saying with respect to this being an anomaly, but the problem is when you look at their wins and losses, the Phoenix have failed in big matchups. Melbourne United handled them. They're getting manhandled here. And that's not something Josh King wants to see. He wants to see his team compete against the best in the competition as they turn it over again.
Poor pass from Glover. White shows them how it's done to feed Humphries for another 2.
And way to run the 4, Isaac Humphries. Obviously a great pass and push by Isaac White, but Isaac Humphries is showing his full athleticism.
Sobey in traffic, needs help. Foxwell baseline. That too won't work. So the woes continue from the field for Owen Foxwell. No one's been able to pick up the slack.
See, that's not good defense, Case. Even though Bryce misses the shot, they allowed him just to stall dribble, freeze the defender, and then get down the pipe.
Glover gave it to him, and he handed over to Humphries for the finishing touches. Humphries up to 17, including 6 in this quarter out of the 7 that Adelaide have scored.
Well, Dame, they're in trouble because they burned that one timeout.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So he's only got 2 left.
Foxwell, plenty of time to think about it. That 2 is off the mark. They're 2 of 21 from deep.
Well, that hoop is like a thimble right now.
Cheatham dances over the halfway line, guarded by Foster. Cotton against Foxwell. Back to Cheatham. Shot clock. Rolls to 6. They feed Vasiljevic. Found an opening for one of the rare times tonight, but he's off the mark. Now none of 3 from the field. So Foster shares it with Sobey. Middle stages of the 3rd. Nothing happening for them yet. Sobey's off the mark. Brown goes down. Whistle on the play as well as White went down. And the foul's going to be called on Isaac White. Going to be his 2nd personal, 2nd team foul on Adelaide in this term.
Sobey's going to remember his 300th when his career is over with a lot of pride, obviously for a great career. But it's just one of those days. He's now 1 of 11. Not taking, none of those shots are bad shots. And he's their best scorer. When your best scorer is not scoring, and everybody else obviously is, they'll be lucky to get 60 points for the game.
Maldonado with a quick step down to the baseline. Recovery from White was good. Kept alive by Malik Lewis, but he can only succeed in knocking it down out of court. So Adelaide will get possession.
I like what Bryce said at halftime up there. He said, we're not playing the scoreboard. Just play the game, play the basketball. Because it's not just about this particular game. You're talking about you want to have championship aspirations.
Well, Case, one of the areas where they look vastly improved in the preseason and early in the season, bar the Sydney game, was on the defensive end as Sobey gets one and then gives it back away. So maybe they're reverting back to what actually they may look like for the course of the season.
Gotten off the mark, Maldonado. Scurries after the long rebound. They bring the Phoenix up the floor. Adelaide with just one starter out there at the moment. That's Bryce Cotton. Here's Lewis muscling his way down low into a trap. Needs help. Pass eludes Sobey. They turn it over for the 10th time. Likewise, Adelaide has 10 turnovers. The defense is much improved. Last season they averaged giving up 96 a game, Adelaide. They're down to 88 this season so far. And that sort of ballooned out with Sydney getting 103 against them on Saturday. But they do look a much tighter unit. Certainly Mike Wells has reduced the rotations. He's tightened that area up, and they're playing well defensively. White been aggressive tonight. Kenyon wanted Cotton. Coughed it up. Maldonado. Look at Vukocevic it was, who rushed up to worry him out of the points. Kenyon. Nothing on offer initially, so I'll set it up. Rasmussen put it on the deck with authority and takes it to the rack and earns a trip to the free throw line.
That pretty much sums it up, don't it? One of those days there. Maldonado on a breakaway, looked like he's about to dunk it, just lost control of it. And the one thing this Phoenix, you could say they did well in the first half, was take care of the ball. They only had the 3 turnovers. Now they're up to 10 already.
And Maldonado's first stretch on the floor was a good one, but since then he hasn't been able to find the bucket, and that was a rather poor effort to finish on the fast break there. He's now 3 of 9 from the field.
Rasmussen with his first score of the NBL season. The championship here with West Adelaide in the NBL 1 Central, and was MVP of the competition last season, just a couple of months ago. But we're inside the last 4 minutes of the 3rd term. 28 the margin. It was 23 when we started this quarter. As Malik Lewis gets it in the corner and drops the 3.
The law percentages say they just got to go in sooner or later, right?
Yeah, you may as well just jack them now. You're down 25.
Rasmussen shakes Lewis. Vasiljevic working on Maldonado. Tough shot off balance. Can't get it to go. John Brown grabs the board.
Before that made 3 case, you missed your opportunity for the Richie Beno, 2 for 22.
Maldonado against Rakocevic. Tough shot. Can't get it done. Kept alive by Korchok. He takes them on and will get to the strike.
The case for real. I mean, I know you are the computer chip when it comes to stats and the achievements and poor achievements of NBL teams, but right now with the Southeast Melbourne shooting at 23% from the field, we must be getting into dangerous record territory.
As I mentioned, they've only shot the ball once at sub 30% in a game. That was against United a couple of seasons ago.
And the way things have been going, you may as well give us burgers.
Don't get him everything, Joe Jack.
Burgers. Well shot. Jack feeds the Hungry Jacks. Code word is repeat. Just open the Hungry Jacks app. Get to a local store and tell them Gorjok sent you.
Repeat, as in repeatedly miss. Wow. Because they're just having a woeful night from the field.
We saw the Sydney Kings score how many? 70 points?
60.
60 points? Surely not. Are we going to get?
No, they scored. Last night was 86 to 70.
Yes, they scored 70 points. Surely, if Matt Kenya gets a layup like it's a layup line, surely the Phoenix can at least get to 70. But it's not looking too good.
But we did have a 60-point score. I can't remember who that was.
I said the Hungry Jacks app, of course. I meant the NBL app that you need to go to claim your burgers as Gack climbs upstairs to throw down another 2. Cairns had 60 at Melbourne in round 4.
Correct. But David, go ahead, Case. I'm sorry.
Adelaide had 59 in Tasmania last season. Timeout from Mike Wells here. 2:23 left on the clock as the Phoenix try and make something happen here.
And the replay, Malik Lewis, good hands. Able to get out on the break and finish nicely for one of the few and rare highlights for the Phoenix in this contest.
It's been slim pickings for them. Just 16 points in the opening quarter. Season low 11 in the second term. So 27 at the half.
You don't open up in weak, Malik. You know that. You don't open up and let the guy listen. Listen. You made up for it. You understand? You still got to guard your guy. You just can't let the guy go straight line to the basket. Hey, if Price is out there, we're our rules. If he's not, we're hustle 5. We're hustle 5. Guys, getting the thumb up, thumb down. If you can play off the first, good, but get back up to that top pick and roll. All right, let's go.
Derek, do you think every team in the league, the other 9 teams, do you think they have their own set of Rice Cotton rules?
I think they do, and I think most of them are highly ineffective.
He's the benchmark at the moment. Proving it again here tonight. 26 points. He has cooled off a little since half-time. Just 1 of 4 since the major break. A little over 2 minutes out from three-quarter time. Vasiljevic gets it from Cotton. Single digits on the shot clock. He wants to take on Malik Lewis. Couldn't get it done. Rakocevic has been good on the offensive boards, and he turns around to add another 2.
You're right, Case. He's a handy player. Doesn't detract from others, and he's got 4 points and 8 rebounds in only 11 minutes.
That is highly efficient. Wow. He was averaging 8 coming into the game.
Maldonado off the mark at Adelaide. Just cheat him. And Rakocevic there so hungry for the rebound, getting in one another's way, and they turn the ball over.
And I like that previous timeout Mike Wells called. He saw some sloppiness starting to creep in. And again, you're all about trying to win a championship in February, March. You got to make sure none of those things can slip into your game. And John Brown, the 3rd, knocks one down.
Tangle of arms and legs in the paint.
Shot.
They both help each other to start off with.
Therefore, if ball went in the basket, there's no rebound, we're good.
With that highly unorthodox jump shot, but it goes in.
Remember Michael Cage?
Yes.
I look at the Michael Cage doing. Who's that?
That's Al Green.
The Reverend Al. Professional bucket getter.
Ooh.
So Cotton goes on with the dribble, harassed by Maldonado. Loose ball scramble, comes to Glover. Wanted Malik Lewis, he couldn't handle the pass, but he kept it alive and got it to the advantage of Gak, who's fouled and off to the strike.
And Southeast Melbourne's bench is pleading for an unsportsmanlike. I thought it was a bit rough, but Gak will have to go to the line and hit a couple of free throws after giving away burgers the last time he was here.
The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix bench, they're not down there moping, feeling sorry for themselves because they're getting drugged right now. They're still up and about. And if they can create turnovers like that, get out and run, that's when they're at their best.
Well, they're hosting Illawarra on Saturday night, so they can't afford to let this permeate too far through the group. Just trying to shake it off.
They kind of had a chance here this evening as Gak knocks down the second one to kind of keep in that top third of the NBL ladder. And this route here is going to get them down in that sludge middle class where you just don't know what's going to happen night to night.
Cheatham forcing an over back error. Adelaide turn it over for the 14th time, and John Brown harassing defense again.
He doesn't get a steal for it, but he gets his team another possession. Just a defensive marvel.
A little over a minute out from three-quarter time. 15 in this quarter so far for the Phoenix. And as Glover peels off another three from the top of the key, it's been their best term so far, but a long way to come back.
Nice set there. Get Glover coming off in rhythm, knocks down the three, and the lead is now within 20.
Cotton pulls up. He's short on the rim. Loose ball.
It's amazing how playing good D can increase your shooting percentage. Holding Adelaide to 14 points so far this quarter.
Lewis down low. Brown, quick turnaround. Can't get it to go. Cheatham grabs the loose rebound. 9 in that category for him. They get the ball to Humphries down low, and he marches inside. He's had a terrific second term. He's up to 19 now, Humphries, including 8 in this period.
He's been outstanding. Already got a double-double. 10 rebounds to go with those points and 3 block shots. Continues to excel early in the season, and the drag screen in transition and just no type of resistance. Nobody showing or flashing from the weak side to contest at the rim.
Adelaide 2 with a Saturday night appointment coming up in Cairns, who are going to play without Jack McVeigh because of a wrist problem. Let's hope that's not serious and keeping him out for too long. Maldonado never looked likely there as he took on the D, and now Rasmussen leads the charge. It's a back from Harris. Last play of the third. Maldonado all over Rasmussen, pokes it free. Now Cheatham puts his foot on the accelerator to the baseline. Can't convert though, and at three-quarter time, Adelaide will turn for home with a 19-point edge. It's Adelaide 66, the Phoenix 45. More to come from Adelaide in the Hungry Jacks NBL in just a moment.
What do you got today on this Thursday? You got to be loud if you want
home side are putting on a show for their fans, leading Southeast Melbourne by 19 points. Bryce Cotton set the tone and Isaac Humphries has followed suit. We said it off the top, he needed to have a big game. He's got 19 points and 10 rebounds and looking really good in this one.
Thanks, Joe. He's been outstanding. Had 8 of his 19 in that third term when Adelaide were restricted to 16. He kept it ticking over. Now this man's overdue.
All right. Don't let the flamethrower get loose this last quarter.
Yeah, because he doesn't care about score situation. If there's an opportunity for him to rack up points, he's all about it.
Adelaide 6 of 14 from deep. Southeast 4 of 25 from long range. Here's Maldonado being good, like what he's brought to the table. Spin move, but then overcooked it from close range. And the pass from Cheatham to Flynn Cameron, and they're on a different wavelength.
And Case, coming into this game, Southeast Melbourne led the league in three-point makes per game, and they were second in the league in percentage. So full credit to the Sixers for taking that away from them as John Brown lets go of that screwball. But three-point defense, there is an element of luck to it, Damon.
Cotton against Maldonado. Shot clock rolls to 10. Humphries bobbled the pass, now retrieves it, pushes Lewis out of the way, steps over him, couldn't get it done initially. But we'll count the bucket. It was basket interference.
Damon, he is noticeably a different player.
Hey,
why?
Because he likes the environment. Last year, the team was a whole lot of heavy personalities that didn't necessarily gel. And Ice is one of those guys that's sensitive to the vibe in the room. I'm talking like I know him that well.
Well, you're also talking like you have some type of degree in psychology, which I can guarantee you do not.
Well, not yet. I wouldn't rule anything out without man Damon Lowry.
He's very motivated to excel.
He definitely is. And like, this is the happiest he's been. When I saw him and Mike Wells exchange a nice little cuddle a couple of games ago, I'm going, this is just, it was the opposite of what it was last season.
And I think
it's good to see Case.
Being part of the captaincy as well has helped him because he's looked at things from a different angle and has wanted to make himself better and be a good leader.
And when you got a guy like Bryce, who is an unselfish superstar, it makes it so much easier. So Bryce has played with Keanu Pinder, and in that pick and roll situation on the wing, Keanu benefited a lot from all the attention that Bryce draws. Now it's Isaac's turn, and it's good to see him finishing. No reason why he can't have games like this on a regular basis.
So the Phoenix have been to the stripe more than Adelaide, 14 free throws to 12 after Adelaide were 5 at 6 at quarter time. Been a lot of action for them at the stripe since then. A whistle off the ball here. Maldonado was working on Cotton. And the foul's actually going to be called on Sobey. So that's going to be his second personal. First team foul on the Phoenix in this quarter.
Sobey seething on the inside right now. He just stepped in Bryce's way and just laid a little bit of wood on him.
1 of 11 from the field, Nathan Sobey. None of 4 from deep. 6 boards, couple of assists, but hasn't been his night in game number 300. Good pressure from Maldonado there, and he forced the error on Bryce Cotton. He's went over and back. So the turnover's starting to mount for Adelaide. That's up to 15 now, and the Phoenix, they lead the league in forcing turnovers from their opposition, an average 19 a game, and again, they've been disruptive, even though not much else has worked in their favor.
And that's how they generate points, Case, on the defensive end. Not necessarily in the half quarter. Sobey finally gets one to go.
First triple of the game after missing his opening 4 shots from deep. Phoenix climbed to 49. A long way from where they want to be. 2 minutes left in this final quarter. Adelaide by 22. Shot clock at 10 for Cotton. Shakes Maldonado. Pass Boxwell. No contest. Oh! And he set it up for Cheatham to fly upstairs and finish it.
Bryce was disappointed with the miss, but will take the end result. Cheatham with a follow-up throwdown.
Here's Sobey. Pocket pass for Maldonado. Takes on Vasiljevic. Got him in the air. Vasiljevic recovery was excellent. Now Cotton and Cheatham in the open court. Brown was trying to defuse it. Bryce can't connect initially and keeps it alive.
Isaac got Foxy on him.
Cotton in traffic. Takes them all on. Lob pass! Cheatham for the finishing touches.
Wait a minute, what?
basket.
Why? Porquet, why?
Nico, don't do that to us. Outstanding penetration, a split of a double team right there. Cotton gets to the rack, and Cheatham knows exactly what's up.
Nico, Porquet. What? No sense of the moment.
Timeout called, 7:20 left to play. It's Adelaide by 24.
In our Tangerine Slam Challenge, it is so easy. So this is how it works, Tangerine. It's very simple. We put 30 seconds on the clock.
Tangerine timeout called. All sorts of happenings here in Adelaide.
Every three-pointer is worth 3,000.
Every player for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix has a negative plus minus. Only guy who's not negative hasn't hit the floor yet.
And Josh King losing his mind. Not happy with the team's execution and trying to get his point through.
Josh King with his hands full here in the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. They gave up the first 6 points of the game, and they've never been in the contest. Down 12 at quarter time, was out to 23 at the half, 21 with a quarter to play. And right now, it's 24.
And you can see him right there, Case, as we get a foul blown. But Josh King is trying to get through to his team and let them understand what the standards are, Damon. And even though they're down in this game 24, anything is still possible. But he is setting the table for later in the season and subsequent games as Sobey attacks the rim.
Yeah, well, you got to drive the standards home no matter the result.
Delay of game warning. Delay of game warning.
Case, I know you're not a big plus-minus guy, neither am I. But every member of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix team that have hit the court has a minus next to their name. Only Patty Ryan, Case, is not in the negative.
Well, get him out there. Delay of game warning called there against the Phoenix. Adelaide had one earlier. Here's Cameron taking them on. It was a late whistle from Nico Fernandez, but free throws to come for Cameron.
As Flynn Cameron gets more accustomed to handling the ball more, Damon, he is going to be dangerous, because when Vasiljevic and Cotton are on the floor with him, they are going to take the best two defenders. And he's going to get a guy that he can go just like he did there and attack the rim in certain situations. He is a strong body, shoots the ball well, got good basketball IQ.
Flynn Cameron is already dangerous. Averaging 14, 43% from deep. This just, I don't mind him and DJ having quiet games today, because this is Bryce's game. It happens like that sometimes.
Sobey at 3 at three-quarter time, up to 9 at the moment. Hunter directing traffic. With Rakocevic on his back, trying to find a way pass with the left hand. Neat move, Geordie Hunter, the first Phoenix player into double digits.
I love to see 10 more post possessions like that a game from Geordie.
Well, I expected a little bit more of the roll it into him early to start the game, but didn't eventuate.
Cotton elevates off the mark, and Sobey grabs the rebound. So 4 minutes played here in the final quarter. Phoenix trying to wallpaper over the cracks here at the moment, and add some respectability to the scoreboard as White is called for the foul. Going to be a 4th team foul on Adelaide in this term. Isaac White picks up his 3rd personal.
At what stage, if you Phoenix and Josh King, you start thinking about Saturday? There's still 6 minutes to go. It's too early right now to pull all your starters. But if this is a 20-point lead, with how much time left, Derek, before you?
I hear you, but I don't think anybody has really exerted themselves to the point where it would be problematic as Sobey makes a miraculous 3, where the minutes would be a problem come Saturday. Sobey is going to be your potential wow.
Hunter with a monster block as he shuts down Rakocevic. Well, they're starting to warm to the task now, the Phoenix. Only problem is that we've got 5.5 minutes to play. As Cotton comes back up the floor. Foxwell thought he had it off him, but he didn't. Rakocevic gets it done, draws a foul, takes one across the face for his trouble.
Well, there was a sliver of an opening there, Damon. If the Phoenix could have converted on that last possession instead of turning it over.
Yeah, I would like to have seen Glover just pull up and shoot the three. Because we see what Amy got to say when Jordy said, I wouldn't have none of that. Yes, we're losing, but I'm just not giving up one of those.
One shot, Nico. Nico, one.
But to Rakosevic's credit, he came right back down the next possession. Short memory, and one.
Joe Healy was listening in with the Phoenix in that last timeout. Is there anything you can repeat, Joe?
Not at this point, Case, but look, it's obviously not their night, but we should remember that they're missing an import. Obviously, it didn't work out with Brent Bleinberg. They announced Wes Wundo this week. He's going to come in and play his first game against the Hawks on Saturday. He is an elite defender. He brings 226 NBA games worth of experience. Orlando, Dallas, New Orleans, Atlanta. So they are still building, and I think they can look ahead to that positive reinforcement.
So, Joe, basically you're giving him a pass?
Not necessarily a pass, guys, but I mean, we're looking ahead from here.
Okay. Damon, she's showing basketball and sporting compassion.
Okay, just checking.
And the neck brace is off Ben Grishty, who was injured at the blitz when the rim came down on top of him, so there's a positive step in his rehabilitation as well. So I've mentioned during the games we've done here in Adelaide, he's still hopeful of playing again this season, and he'll keep working hard and trying to get back. And
Benny.
Round of applause from the fans here in the house as well.
He's still not going to shave, though, yet, is he, Case? Just let the beard rock.
We're inside the last 5 minutes. Adelaide, margin's been cut to 19 after it was as big as 28 during the third. Rakocevic tried to get rid of Sobey. He wasn't buying it. Matt Kenyon from outside is off the mark. Well done, Rakocevic, to keep it alive. And now Kenyon has White in support. Spins off Mitchell, runs to the baseline, ran out of real estate. Shot from Cameron off the mark. Kenyon with the O board.
Rakocevic is an outstanding rebounder.
14 O boards for Adelaide, 17 for the Phoenix, who have been good as well. Foxwell reaching in with a hand in the cookie jar. Called for the foul. It's going to be his second personal, and free throws to come here for Bryce Cotton.
The Phoenix have done a good job on Bryce. He had 23 at the half, only got to 3 points. 5 after he walks away from this strike. So that's something. So they're capable, but when it meant something out there, they just couldn't get a handle on him.
Yeah, but Damon, it's like on a trip home, you crash your car halfway home, and then you drive it home and say, at least we're home.
Well, speaking of driving home, on your way there, open the NBL app and mention Phil Jack has provided hamburgers via the Hungry Jack store. Password you need, or the code word you need, is repeat. And that's not the only thing you'll find on the NBL app as well. You might be able to even track down what Damon Lowry is doing with his Supercoach team.
I think I prefer the hard nut.
I'm handing out a whole bunch of L's in this feature coach, tell you that.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Phoenix go to work with Rakocevic. Well, he shut down Daniel Foster there. Adelaide put a stop to it, but still 4 minutes to play. 21 the margin. As White puts it on the deck and into Glover. Get the dribble alive, though. Now he picks it up. Vasiljevic. Well, he's well overdue. This is off the mark as well.
Rakocevic back on the glass again.
They get it back to the co-captain, and DJ goes to work from close range and adds the 2.
Mike Wells has a two-headed monster. 2 6'11" dudes. And Zylan Cheatham.
Glover from downtown knocks down the triple. That's his third of the game out of the 7 that the Phoenix have come up with, and Glover now with 11.
And Rakocevic has been playing his basketball in Asia where there were minutes limitations, so he's not used to playing extended minutes as Clint Cameron gets to the bucket with his inside hand. So there's some conditioning still to come for Rakocevic. But the good side for the Sixers is he's never going to complain or be problematic about his court time.
He brings a lot to the table. Geordie Hunter from close range with a quick release. He's got 16 on 7 of 11 from the field. He's been efficient. Again, those foul problems hurt Geordie Hunter early. Had 2 early on in the game in the first quarter. The margin is 20. So Adelaide heading for their biggest ever home win against the Phoenix, after they suffered their biggest ever home loss to Sydney here on Saturday night. Foul on Mitchell. They're over the limit now, the Phoenix, so free throws to come for DJ Vasiljevic.
Well, Damon, your prediction that the Phoenix wouldn't score 60 has been blown away. They're now on 64 and headed towards a lofty 75, I would say.
Yeah, I thought 75 might have been the max, but hey, look, in a long season, a 33-game season, you're gonna have a few games that you just flush. This is a flushable one, because you just one of those days we just could not make a shot. They're not gonna go. The 7 for 28 from the three-point line is almost respectable. I mean, not right now, but it's not far off of it. But that first half of basketball, I doubt they shoot like that again for the rest of the season.
You might have to look back at this entire round as the flush round when you consider what happened to Sydney last night in Tassie and what Perth served up at home against Brisbane. Both beaten by double-digit margins. And very disappointing, particularly the Kings, who looked all well here on Saturday night, but went down 86-70. Second lowest score under Brian Goorjian in Sydney ever. So that was, I'm not quite sure too many people saw Brisbane winning by 17 in Perth, ranking up 110, their highest ever score and biggest ever win in Perth on the conditions that they were in. And Jalen Adams coming off the bench because of disciplinary reasons, undermanned. I just did not see that happening.
Well, it looks like the coaching staff at Brisbane, led by Stu Lash, of course, it looks like they've done a good job of instilling confidence in those young players that are coming off the bench. Tristan Devers comes in, does a really good job. Lamar Patterson playing the point forward. He was vital. Dukas started and did his thing. And Tane Murray's coming in, really shooting the ball with confidence.
Not to mention Tyrell Harrison grabbing another 15 boards in a monster night from him. Malik Lewis fills it up. They've hit 8 threes now, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, after they hit 4 in the first 3 quarters. Margin is at 19 inside 2 minutes remaining. Seen Shea Brogan for the first time. He wants his first points in the NBL, but he's not getting them right there. Good work from Maldonado, and again, the starch in the defensive end from the Phoenix, and they have the possession arrow.
Damon,
Shea going off the college case?
I believe so.
Because this is the future you got out here on the floor right now. Blake Jones, he's probably going to school.
Foster with it. In traffic, goes on with a dribble, takes on Jones. They worry him out of the points. Michael Harris with it now. He's got some good acceleration up the floor. Jones from close range can't get it done, but he's off to the strike. Hasn't scored in a 36er singlet yet. Blake Jones.
Give Damon some background, Case. Blake Jones.
You know a little bit about him, of course.
Correct.
Southern District Spartans NBL1 North Championship winner.
Yep.
Had 2 seasons, a season with Brisbane, 7 games in 2021. And a career best of 8 points.
Southwest Metro Pirates Junior, where he teamed up with Mojave King. They were superstars in the under-18 competition. Blake went and did time in America at college, and now he's back in the Sixers uniform, looking to have an impact and make a career out of the NBL.
I like what he produced at the Blitz as well. He looked like he belongs in the NBL. That's a tough shot, but Maldonado has got some tricks across the board. That's 8 points now for Hunter Maldonado. He's got 7 assists to lead that category in the game. 3 steals, so he can have an influence. Not eye-popping numbers. Foster bounces into the paint. Couldn't get it done initially, but eventually comes up with a finish. First field goal of the game for Daniel Foster.
We're very volatile people, Damon, basketball players.
Yeah.
And this little run here will give them some confidence, I believe, going into Saturday's game.
It'll give the bench guys some confidence. Because it's hard to take too much, you know, there's no moral victories. There's none of that. This game, you just, I'm not going to say you laid an egg, but you just turned in one of your worst few performances of your collective careers. They're going to have to regroup because the Hawks are coming to town, and they're not in any form neither. So they want to be confident just based off of that, just being back at home. But I don't know what you take out of this game if you're Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
You take the L. 2-2.
Take the L and let's live with it.
Erin Phillips is working at the culture side of proceedings at the Adelaide 36ers. She's been a great addition as well. how much she hasn't achieved in a sporting lifetime.
Eric can come out there right now and get a bucket probably.
I reckon she would. They should make a movie about her life. I hope they do one day. And Adelaide by 17. Concluding stages here, Rasmussen bounces into Maldonado, lost control of it, and now Brogan. Can he break the ice here? And Shea Brogan goes to work, talked out of the points. Foster grabs the rebound. Every point counts in the NBL, as we know. Lewis, sort of half pass, got it to Maldonado baseline, and he overcooked it. And full time arrives here. But the Adelaide 36ers bounce back in emphatic style with their biggest ever win at home against the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. It's Adelaide 88, the Phoenix 71, a 17-point margin and an impressive performance behind Bryce Cotton's 28 points.
It was an outstanding performance by Mike Wells' men, and after their first look at adversity this season and that loss to Sydney, they come back exactly the way a deep, talented roster is supposed to. They shut Southeast Melbourne down on the defensive end and then had outstanding contribution from Bryce Cotton offensively.
The bounce back is always better than the setback, and they just showed their character at home in front of this sellout crowd.
I think it goes without discussion that our Foot Locker player of the game will be Bryce Cotton.
Hard to go past Bryce, wasn't it? 15 points in the opening quarter for the great man after he was restricted last week to just 7 points for the entire game. He had a statement to make, and he made it in emphatic style. Added 8 in the second term, so at half-time, Bryce with 23. And he finishes with 28. Had 6 assists in the game as well to lead that category for Adelaide, and picked up 3 steals, which is his season average, and which has him number 2 in the competition. He's top 3 in assists and steals, and leads the competition in scoring.
And he was a game-leading plus 28 in only 31 minutes, so a relatively light night at the office for Bryce Cotton.
That's a part-time job for Bryce. Only 31 minutes.
Well, let's get some reaction courtside. Here's Joe Healy.
I have the Foot Locker player of the game with me, Bryce Cotton. Bryce, you predicted this. You said it was deja vu. 28 points tonight. Does it feel like you're back on track?
Yeah, I think we did a good job just playing a full 4 quarters. And we wanted to make sure, especially like I told you, coming out of halftime, we didn't play the score.
Things for you tightened up a little bit in that second half, but then your teammates stepped up. Isaac in particular had a great game. How pleased are you with this performance as a whole?
Oh, terrific. You know, that's the stuff that it's going to take, you know, and we have so many weapons, and as long as we can continue to utilize that, I may have spurts during the game, but Ice may have some too, DJ, and so on and so forth. So hopefully we keep getting better as the season goes.
Great performance. Good luck in your next one.
Thank you.
Bryce Cotton, he turned it on. Scored the first 3 of the game inside 15 seconds, and then they couldn't catch him.
Well, that was a trigger for his success, and then once he knocked down a couple of threes, got a bit of space and was able to elevate, it just opened up everything. He hit his little floaters, he got out in transition. Some hustle plays off the O board where he hits a little mid-range, and Damon the Phoenix just never got a handle on him. And I don't care about the fact that they limited him in the second half. That was irrelevant.
Correct. Yeah, they let Bryce play his game, and Bryce knows himself so well. He said it happens once a year. So he bounced back. So he's not going to have another game like that. So I'll see you next year, next October.
He was super to watch. Bryce Cotton knocked down 4 triples, and there you see his bounce-back games from 7 points, 28 against the Jack Jumper, so he's equaled what happened in 2024. His career best on a single-digit game, as I mentioned earlier, is 36, and when he had 23 at halftime, we were thinking he might even beat that. But he came here on a mission, and that's why he's so good.
Well, I think he realized that once that first half was over, that the Phoenix probably were not going to be able to put together any type of comeback and be a real threat in the game.
Let's get to Joe once more.
Thanks. I've got Isaac Humphries with me. Ice, obviously disappointing loss last game. How good does it feel to come out and perform like that tonight?
Feels very good. We wanted to, not overreact to that last game, but certainly react to some point. So we really honed in on what we could learn, what we could take away from that more positively instead of looking at the negatives, and really honed in on that, and we're able to come out and offensively we were good, but I think keeping a team of 70 in the NBL is pretty good. So we're really happy with that, defensively and offensively. So yeah, we'll take that.
I just spoke to Bryce. He was really impressed, obviously, with your performance. He kind of came out and set the tone. But you personally, what was the motivation or the mindset coming into this one? Because you were huge out there.
Yeah, I think I'm taking on a role in this team where I understand that, the leadership side of things, Bryce and I can set a tone. So if I can be able to just be an example early and try to get going a bit early and bring everyone along with us, that's sort of the tactic I'm taking. Whatever happens from there, but seems to be doing good stuff for us. And Bryce and I are playing well together. We're all really trying to find our little connections out there, but just being an example of, starting big, starting fresh and just getting going early.
It's working for you. You're away to Cairns next game. Early thoughts on that one?
Yeah, travelling up to Cairns, we had a really good game up there last time, so we'll probably just try to replicate that. We're just trying to build every game. It's still early days, and you can learn a lot from these first couple games. So we'll just look at the film, go over that, and try to just get it done again up in Cairns.
Great work tonight. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Joe. Cheers.
Really looking in good shape this season, Isaac Humphries. He had 24 against Tasmania 2 games ago, and then tonight he's added 21 points and 10 boards, and was really effective when his team needed him.
Well, it's obvious in the way he's moving. We haven't seen him display this level of mobility in a while, Damon, and I agree with you. When I think about it, I think the fact that he's playing with enthusiasm and joy has a lot to do with his success.
Last year, his joy and enthusiasm was stifled. This year, it is not. He came into this game averaging 21 minutes and 15.7 boards. He just played 21 minutes and got 21 points, 10 boards. There's a harmony between him and Bryce, and it's beautiful to see.
Well, Joe mentioned that Adelaide have an appointment in Cairns on Saturday night, and following that, the following Sunday, the 26th of October, they are in Melbourne against United. Right now, United 5-0, Adelaide second, 4-1. That's something to look forward to. But we'll be back to wrap it up here from Adelaide in just a moment after the 36ers bounce back in style, 17-point winners over the Phoenix.
This is Thursday Night Hoops. The Adelaide 36ers victorious 88-71 over the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. That man there, Mike Wells, will be sitting pretty at the moment. A huge bounce back for the 36ers. What a night for them. I'm Joe Healy. I've got Derek Crockett and Damon Lowry here to break down the game, guys. Taking a look at the stats there. Remarkably, Adelaide only had 2 players in double figures, but it still was a great team effort.
And that's the thing. This was all about the Bryce Cotton bounce-back game. And obviously the rest of the guys chipped in where they can. 88 points is not going to set the world on fire, and they're going to need to find that consistent third score. Right now, the 1-2 punch is consistent with Bryce and Isaac Humphries, but they're going to have to get a third score. And right now, DJ has been quiet, and I'm not saying that DJ is playing bad basketball. It's just the way the games are flowing right now. Adelaide, like Mike Wells said, they have to learn how to play with Bryce. How do you get a third score, a fourth score, when you have a guy of so much greatness? Once they figure that out, if they can, now we're talking championship contender.
Well, I think Bryce just had to regulate and get this team back on track after that disappointing loss. And as you say, they can start to deal with that third score in the weeks to come. But let's look at that Mitsubishi Motors Ladder United 5-0. The Sixers do a great job here tonight to get the 5-1. The jack jumpers look really strong at 3-2. And then things start to get a little bit crazy. I don't know who's the best team out of that middle class, Joe.
Yeah, we're only early in the season. Thankfully, it is a marathon, not a sprint. We have a Friday night doubleheader coming up tomorrow. The Breakers taking on the Jack Jumpers. New Zealand desperate for a win. After that, it's the Bullets hosting Melbourne United, the only undefeated team left in the competition as well. Guys, what are you looking forward to of these two?
I'm looking forward to seeing Parker Jackson Cartwright play. He's just one of my favorite players in the league, as well as Sam Meninga. He's playing good basketball, and they need a win.
Usually up in Brisbane, Chris Golden goes nuts. Let's see if Brisbane can curtail him, shut down that United machine, and perform like they did out in front of the Red Army in Perth.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, gents. Just one on Southeast Melbourne before we finish up. Obviously, not their night, but I mentioned it in the coverage. We've talked about the fact that they were missing one of their key players as well. It's not dire straits right now, is it?
No, it's not. It's too early in the season. Wesley Wundu's going to come in here, and he's going to provide some more scoring options, as well as another long, athletic body. Right now, you just have to figure out a way to try to get any kind of win. We're not going to start judging teams harshly, Derek, until late December, early January.
Don't tell me when I want to judge teams. Saturday night is a big game for Southeast Melbourne. They need to get Iwundu into the lineup and get him used to the NBL style of play, and then also try and get some interior scoring. Relying on that 3-ball is a tough way to win games.
It won't be easy. They're up against the defending champion Illawarra Hawks. Thank you for watching Thursday Night Hoops on behalf of everyone here at the NBL. It has been a pleasure. We'll see you next time.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.